This time I'd like to take a quick look at this rather unusual folding knife, which is made by Fury, again a company that I've never heard of. It's called the Tiger Folder, and unfortunately this is very hard to open with one hand because there's no thumb stud or anything. There's just this finger groove, so you cannot really open this one-handed, which is already my greatest gripe with it. Why didn't they put a friggin' thumb stud, hole, whatever, thumb disc, anything, just something to allow you to open this with one hand, or maybe even a flipper, just something to make this a one-handed knife. But unfortunately it is not. And as you can probably tell right away, this is not really a functional knife. This is definitely not an EDC knife. This is more a collector knife, one of these curiosities that is, you know, it looks pretty cool and all, but it's not all that useful. When it comes to use, the handle definitely suggests a self-defense knife. And it's really comfortable in the hand, I must say. It's quite ergonomic, and it has a very pronounced guard for a folding knife. So this would be definitely useful, but I'm not so sure about the blade itself. For one, I would probably prefer a larger blade if this indeed is meant for self-defense. There's nothing particularly wrong with it from my point of view, but I don't know, it's just not, it just didn't really seem to fit on this knife with such a large beefy handle and then this small blade. I don't know. The lock, as you can see here, it's a lock back, which means that it is very, very sturdy. I mean, what I mentioned earlier about the length, now that you see it folded, it has already, the blade has already the maximum length for this handle. So if you wanted a longer blade, you would probably have to accept an even longer grip, which is already pretty large, actually. But in fact, as I said before, my greatest issue with this is the lack of any thumb stud whatsoever. Not even a wave feature or anything to help you draw it quickly. So this alone would pretty much rule it out for self-defense. If you cannot deploy it quickly with one hand, it's not really that useful. I would much rather have this grip with a fixed blade instead, if I were to use it for self-defense. It is, because of the lock back, it is definitely robust enough. I detect a very, very slight amount of blade play sideways, but none back and forth. So this is definitely a beefy, sturdy knife, no question about that. The grip in itself is also sturdy enough. The handle scales right here are definitely grippy enough. They look smooth, but they have a very fine texturing, which makes it grippy enough. And I mean, look at the grip shape. It would be really difficult to let go of this and lose it because of the shape that it has. So no issue there whatsoever. I couldn't find out what steel they used for the blade. I'm guessing that since it's a very low price knife, it's probably the usual 440 stainless. So nothing fantastic. Overall, it's not tremendously practical. I don't see any particular use that this would be especially good for, but yeah, it's probably a nice collector's piece. Definitely looks cool. Again, it's really comfortable in the hand. So that price range, which I'm going to post in the description together with the other specifications that I can find, so well, might be worth considering.